In January, the government launched a scheme called the Green Deal. The idea was to help people pay for energy-saving improvements like new boilers or loft insulation by offering them long-term loans of up to £10,000. The repayments would be covered by the savings on energy bills.
To find out if you're eligible for the Green Deal, you have to get an assessment done on your home by a certified Green Deal assessor. And that's exactly what's happening here.
Helena Rivera and her family live in an Edwardian terraced house in the West Dulwich area of London. She's paid £132 for an assessment to find out what changes are needed at her home to make it more energy efficient and if she's eligible for Green Deal finance. This is one of more than 71,000 assessments that have already been done on homes across the UK.
But despite all those assessments, 8 months into the scheme, just 12 people have signed on the dotted line for Green Deal finance and had the work completed.
That's far fewer than Government Minister Greg Barker was hoping for. Back in January, here's what he told BBC Radio 4.
I wouldn't be sleeping if we didn't have 10,000 at the end of the year.
So what has gone wrong? Why have so few of us signed up to the Green Deal?
Well, one factor could be the interest rates on the loans, which are sometimes as high as 10.3%. The Federation of Master Builders thinks that could be putting people off.
The Green Deal is turning into a no deal for us at the moment. You would be better going to your local bank or building society and taking out a loan. It doesn't stack up financially.
Now, the Green Deal loan attaches itself to the property rather than the person. Is that a good thing or a bad thing?
Well, for many people, it's a good thing in the sense that actually they can actually get a loan attached to their property. But for many others, it's very unattractive. If you're selling your property, the new owner has to take on that debt, maybe up to 25 years. That's as long as your mortgage. People are not going to undertake a Green Deal if it doesn't stack up financially.
The rollout of the Green Deal has so far cost more than £16 million. So how does Climate Change Minister Greg Barker feel it has gone?
Now, you famously said when this started that if you didn't have 10,000 people signed up to the Green Deal by the end of the year, you wouldn't be sleeping well. So, given you've got 12, how are you sleeping?
Well, not too bad, but in actual fact, we're close to 1,000 people now who have got into the Green Deal finance pipeline. So it's a lot more than 12. It's nowhere near 10,000 yet. But the good news is something like 80,000 people have had a Green Deal assessment. And of those, over 80% of them have said that they either have had measures or are likely to install measures in their homes as a result of the Green Deal assessment. It's just that not all of them are using the Green Deal finance.
Hardly any of them.
Hardly any of them to date. But that is not a bad thing in itself. The benchmark of success is the Green Deal, are people getting a Green Deal assessment and then putting in Green Deal measures.
Now, lots of people we've spoken to say that they are put off because of the interest rate on the loan, which can be above 10%.
Well, the average interest rate is about 6.9%, and that's actually not bad. You've got to remember that's for 25 years, potentially, and there's no other product in the market, even on a mortgage, where you can get an interest rate fixed for that period of time.
Back in West Dulwich, the assessment has been finished on Helena's home. The assessor is recommending she has a range of work done, including double glazing and solar panels. The work could cost up to £36,000 and could save her £900 a year on her energy bill.
So, Helena, what do you think? Are you going to go for it?
Yes, in terms of the energy efficiency, not in terms of the finance. I think the rates of the loan are quite high. So I'm trying to understand why I just don't remortgage or take out a loan. Just going through the hassle of putting insulation in the floor, the assessment says we'll make a saving of £90 a year.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I have to take up floorboards, skirting boards, paintwork, dado rails. Do you want to go through that hassle for £90 a year?
It's clear the Green Deal hasn't fired the imagination of the public so far. That target of 10,000 people signing up by the end of the year now looks wildly optimistic.
Well, time will tell. We'll have to see what happens now. Welcome, everybody, to the Proclaimers!